Nick Hawkins just come back from the London Stadium. Virtually, it was West Ham 2, Leeds nil. Matt, a good victory. One of them ones that you're expecting this year from the boys because they've done us proud. But well, without its scares, mate.
No, mate. I think you've hit the nail on the head in the first comment, mate. I mean, thank God that offside decision didn't go in Leeds' favour, because considering how we started the game on the go slow, how
Mm.
they started the game firing on all cylinders, I think if they'd have scored there and that would have been upheld, I think, it could have turned out to be a completely different game. Because realistically, I mean, we those first 20 minutes were really tough, don't you think?
Mm. Yeah, I do. I do think they was tough. They was on the front foot. We seem to, after a while in these games, mate, we seem to have a little bit of trouble adapting from the get go, and it takes us a little while to bed in. But once we bedded in, they had their chances, Leeds. But we was quite clinical in front of goal tonight.
Listen, to be honest, I mean, the game went exactly how, well, I and a lot of people, I think, thought it was going to go. Leeds, the way they play, being on the London Stadium field, not in shitty Ellen Road, which is a terrible
Mm-hmm.
field right now, you know, more possession, zipping the ball around, some smart football. But there's a reason why I think they're number 3 in big chances missed, mate, in the Premier League, behind, I think it's Man City, Liverpool, and them, because they showed it today. I mean, they had good chances to take it off us, and they didn't. And again, mate, there's another reason why they're the most conceded team against for corners. Look at, I mean, that defending. I mean, that was a brilliant ball in by Cresswell. That was he really stuck it in there. But Meslier was stuck in no man's land, and Llorente. I mean, how can you when you're playing against a guy like Craig Dawson? There is that kind of player. How can Llorente let him just glide past him like that?
Yeah.
Criminal. I mean, nothing to take away from Dawson.
It was only
And
the
another,
it was only the keeper coming out for the next one that stopped him from doing it again. And then
yeah, I mean, it was, but can't complain, mate, because it all goes in our favour. And penalties as well. I mean, Leeds are one of the teams that have conceded the most penalties as well, because with their high press and their aggressive football, they get these foot stuck in here and there, and doesn't seem to be a surprise that it's taken us to sign a Man United player to be able to get 2 penalties.
yeah, he's the one that won them both, isn't he? Yeah.
But I mean, like you say, mate. I mean, I'm sure Moyes is going to have a few words with a few people, but like you said, it could have gone very wrong today from the beginning and taken away another 3 points with a big game against Man United coming up. I mean, I think we're in a good setting, don't you think?
Listen, this, as I say, like you expect the wheels to come off. The results haven't gone our way over the last week or so. I don't know how everyone's sort of ended up 2 games in front of us. I don't know how that's happened, to be honest with you. We seem to have been in front of everyone else for a little while. But there's been some games this week, some teams have played. But listen, the next, I think, 5 or 6 games are going to be very defining about where we're going to be, because we've got the teams around us coming up: Chelsea, Manchester United, Leicester, are all to come up. And as I
Yeah.
said, and on the watch along, we're in charge of our own destiny, but we're not expecting anything.
100, like you were saying, mate. You're saying, we're not expecting anything. I mean, I know it's nice to dream. I mean, Champions League, even Europa League. I mean, just whatever we can get. But I really, really do think that the way that we are set up right now, I mean, again, Fornals justifying his selection. You look at the quality he put in today, the work rate he puts in. Bowen coming off the bench. Look at, he's up for it right now. And even, nothing to take away from the fact that we scored from a penalty, but look at that little bit of build-up play, that quick, sharp build-up play that before we got the penalty. All the signs are there that we can just push this through. And I mean, the one thing I will say today is I think that maybe we should have pressed a little bit higher up against Leeds. I hope that we don't get into this habit of just sitting back like we did against Man City. I hope, because, I hope, especially when we go against Chelsea, when we go against Leicester, for example, when we go up against Man United, that are not your Man Cities. They do have these area of opportunities, that we can take advantage of. I hope that we do push that press up a little bit higher, because we've got the people that can press high. you know.
Mm.
And I just think that if we sit back like we do against Man City and we get a goal against us, it
Ross.
might just, yeah,
Yeah.
you know what? I think we might just lose a couple of points there, mate. That, like you're saying, at this time of the season is where we really need to pull our socks up and just if we want to continue with this run, you know, it's here where we need to pick up a win here and there. We need, you know, if we come out of these games, next 5 games with, I don't know, less than 10 points, maybe, I think we're going to really be struggling to hold our current position. But what can you say, mate? We're West Ham. We're fucking massive, and it's not often I swear, but I mean, you know, we're in a winter wonderland, no?
Yeah, absolutely. Matt, thank you so much, mate.
Take care, mate.